Hello everybody, this is Debo, Debo's Movie Reviews here, and this week's review will be The Batman, directed by Matt Reeves, starring Robert Pattinson as the Batman, Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman, Colin Farrell as the Penguin, John Turturro as Carmine Falcone, Jeffrey Wright as Jim Gordon, and Paul Dano as the Riddler, featuring Andy Serkis as Alfred, and Barry, I can't pronounce the guy's last name right now, but he's supposedly supposed to be Joker for a sequel, but could they not just wait till like the third iteration or fourth to introduce the Joker? Because yeah, he's been overdone. Because that's one thing. One of the saving graces about this adaptation was that it's focused on other villains. With Catwoman, who in this time, of course, was more of a sidekick instead of a villain. Along with Paul Dano, just definitely changed up the Riddler. I mean, to where he's just various, like the comic and other iterations, where Riddler was usually a thief or of something, or a terrorist. Although he was a terrorist in this movie too, because he tried to do that, right at the end when he was trying to set off the bombs try to get Gotham below sea level and cause a flood. Which is a lot to take on the Zero Year comics, which Dark Knight Rises was heavily ripping off. I'm gonna say that for that review, but yeah, he managed to make Riddler look so absolutely intimidating and evil, despite instead of wearing a bowler and a suit with question marks on it like Gorshin did, and the animated series version with John Glover. And definitely not like Jim Carrey's, who had that whole one piece. Excuse me. All I can think of is how he looked like the Green Bastard from Trailer Park Boys, which was Bo's wrestling alter ego. You can almost say that moment Batman fought the Green Bastard instead of the Riddler. And I gotta give it to old Colin Farrell. I mean, at first I thought he was as miscast as Robert Twilight Boy Pattinson was, but hey, I can forgive him for Twilight, for that cringe fest of Twilight movies were. And trust me, those things are so cringy I couldn't make them past the trailer, so I ain't gonna review those later on. Don't expect a Twilight review from me. But today, Batman, he knocked it out of the park. I mean, and he's about up there with Keaton and Kilmer alongside Bale among Bat greats. Because I could rank towards best acted in Pattinson and Keaton, where Keaton was a better Batman instead of Bruce Wayne, but Pattinson did a fair balance, and I liked his portrayal of Bruce Wayne better, to where he's more like of course, the guy who lost his parents at a young age and all. Of course, to be the brooding recluse instead of a stuck-up Romanizer, like how Bale and Conroy portrayed him as Bruce Wayne, that is. But oh yeah, I could say Pattinson basically edged out with the fair balance between between that. Let's count Conroy as Old Man Bruce in the Batman Beyond series. But, like I say, excellent take on the Riddler. I mean, went from making him a joke and Joker ripoff. I deal with, because they, in the comics, Riddler had the same mentality of he needed Batman like kind of deal. And of course, back to Colin Farrell as Penguin. I mean, oh, he knocked it out of the park on that one. I mean, I can forgive him for Daredevil as in that abomination of Bullseye. And I mean, I did not expect him to do that. But then again, that's the great thing about Batman movies. You take the actress you'd least likely suspect, and with a lot of miscast, and then shine out. Because 80s, everybody, when they announced Keaton, everybody thought we was getting another Adam West. Oh, we sure shit didn't get one there. And Farrell, I mean, not the role I would have expected him from. I mean, I kind of thought Nick Frost would have been a good choice, but Colin just knocked the hell out of the park out of that role. And I got to give it to Zoe Kravitz. I mean, she definitely looked comic accurate compared with the short hairdo and such. Where like in the year one take, because even though this is a year two, though, a lot of elements from Long Halloween, which was the Two-Face deal. Well, Two-Face version, that is. Leads up to. And although and I'm not going to predict anything for the studios or them say anything for a feature, but if you look closely at one of them Easter eggs where after the near miss of Bruce Wayne and the whole after Riddler killed a few other Gotham elites and all, I mean, he definitely messed them up, because I mean, going from bludgeoning that rival mayor candidate to the DA, just rigging that bomb on him, and leaving Batman his calling cards and all, like Riddler always does, and then another take on that is how Riddler was loose. A lot of it was based on Zodiac, if he dressed like the Graydon Bastard from Trailer Park Boys, and of course, if Zodiac had TikTok back in the 70s, and as if TikTok existed, period, back then, giving us old followers and all with that whole climactic the action scene at the end, and oof. And I gotta give it to Jeffrey Wright as Gordon. I mean, he's a definitely underrated actor. I mean, he was great as Felix Leiter in the Craig timeline of Bond. Great as Gordon. Boardwalk Empire. I mean, oof. And last but not least, I'll mention the Batmobile. And I gotta say, another when it comes to my personal rankings of Batman, he's tied with West on the best looking car. Or should I say Batmobile? Man, what a chase that was. I mean, which took a lot of elements from To Live and Die in L.A., where it had Penguin and Batman going on the wrong side of the interstate and all, and then the whole convenient the gas tanker truck wreck, and then convenient place ramp and a jump that makes the Duke boys green of envy, and woof. I mean, what more could I say about this masterpiece? I mean, at first I kind of thought Pattinson was miscast, but hey, he proved me wrong. Just like with Farrell. I mean, I mean, at first you think they were miscast. I mean, just how they basically should have just casted Richard, where they just made, or makeup stuff made Colin Farrell look more like the actor Richard Kind, which they should have, which at first I almost thought they should have just casted him at first, but hey, Farrell knocked it out of the park. And I gotta give it to John Turturro as Carmine Falcone, and the whole twist there with the whole relationship of Catwoman and all. And of course, got to give it to her playing one that's a full on good, sort of good, not like full on, not like the balance of evil, like halfway in Pfeiffer were, and not the straight up evil like in the West versions with Lee Merriweather from the Batman movie and Newmar and Kit. But hang, they knocked it out. Perfect all around. I mean, and I also mentioned in like a foreshadow for potential sequels, which when they mentioned some sins of the Wayne family all in the investigation, I mean, just oof, had me thinking, would Hush be the next villain for the next Batman movie? Because when they did that clip of the reporter going after investigating the Waynes, or Thomas Wayne, his name was Eddie Elliott, and Tommy Elliott was the villain named Hush. Could that hint that he might be in the sequel? Which he should, because hell, at this point, anyone but Joker would qualify. Although I lean towards him, although I would like to see Azrael storyline. And if they want to do another Ra's al Ghul again, I recommend Christopher Lambert as Ra's al Ghul. But overall, I gotta give the Batman a 5 out of 5. I mean, I was blown away by this masterpiece. I did not. I mean, way better than Zack Snyder iterations of the DC universe. I mean, hell, 5 out of 5 masterpiece. Just well written, fine balance between the noir crime drama to action movie. Just badass action scenes, diabolical villains. I mean, excellent Batmobile, and that old thing at the end where the Bat and the cat were riding their choppers. And I should also mention how they one scene actually took a page of the Marvel playbook with just a hoodie and a ball cap disguises for disguise, just running in town. And yeah, oof. I mean, what more can I say about this masterpiece? All right, y'all. I hope y'all liked the video movie, and I hope y'all like my review of it. I'll keep dishing them out and reviewing and all. I'll see y'all next week.